Hello. All right. So, how's it going, everybody? As you can see, I finally made an investment other than a camera for my YouTube channel, and that is a mic. I'm pretty excited about this, and also not that excited at the same time because this mic right here was $75. So, it's not so much that I want to use it, but I bought it, and it's like, all right, now I have to use it, which is totally fine. I mean, it's kind of gonna Uh, I'm very stingy with my money, so if I spend money on something, best believe it's getting used. Now, the issue with that is I went into today's video with absolutely zero plan at all. I have vague ideas of, I don't know, some stuff that I want to talk about, but uh, honestly, that's pretty much a lie. Anywho, um, no, that's not a lie. Okay. So look, uh, where's it at? Where? Are you, are you serious, bro? Whatever. All right, so I have this book. It's called The Power of Habit, and I've read it once before, and it has some um, very good and insightful information. Uh, but I'm rereading it because I've noticed myself getting back into, just getting back into patterns of just doing old habits that I don't really want to do, and I mean, stuff that has absolutely zero benefit to me and isn't going to help me in the long run. So why would I keep doing it? So I'm rereading the book. One, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with rereading books. You can, I mean, I don't know if any of you have ever watched a TV show and then went back and watched it again, a couple years later, maybe a few months later. There's always a bunch of stuff here like, wow, one, I don't even remember this. At least for me personally. It's like, one, I don't even remember this. Two, wow, I can't believe this is like you kind of get a deeper understanding of what you're watching. And I mean, books are exactly the same. If you reread it, you're going to notice different things and you're going to get a deeper understanding of what's being uh, taught or explained in the book. So, yeah, I'm rereading it. I just started rereading it a few days ago. And I mean, it's so crazy how, like, I don't know, it just snaps me back into that mentality. And I think for me personally, again, you might have a different experience, but uh, when you're reading anything about, self-improvement or you're listening to a podcast or audiobook, when you're listening to these things about bettering yourself, it's like it's in your mind. And if you continue to listen to these things, it's in there. Like, for example, let's say you're reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And in that book, he talks about something called the 40% rule. And the 40% rule, I'm not going to be able to articulate it as well as David Goggins does, but the 40% rule basically says that you, whatever you think you can do is really only 40% of your real capacity. So let's say you are doing push-ups and you can only get 10 done. Chances are, wait, hold on, I'm not that good at math. All right. All right, let's say you have push-ups and you go, all right, for the sake of my uh terrible math skills, um, let's say you're doing push-ups and you can only do four. According to the 40% rule, you would be able to do six more. Now, no disrespect, but you should be able to do more than four push-ups. You should be able to do more than 10 push-ups. Now, unless you're, I don't, you know what? I'm gonna retract that statement. Do as many push-ups as you can. The 40% rule just it doesn't have to be exactly 40%. Basically, what it's trying to get at, it doesn't have to get to the specifics. What it's trying to get at is you can always do more and you are capable of much more than what you believe. And I mean, I think it's totally true. Uh, when I read that, whether I was in the gym or I was in school or at work, I was just thinking like I can do more. Like I would, there was always uh I think working out is just a great example because it's so easy to stop when you have more. It's so easy to ease up when you have a lot more in the tank. Like, let's say you're in a running workout. Um, let's say you're in a running workout and I don't know, you're running a 400 and your pace is 60 seconds, which is pretty fast for the average person. But if you're, a track and field athlete, at least in college, and you're a male, 60-second pace, depending on how many 400 you're doing, that's kind of on the slower end. And let's say you're a pretty fast runner. Let's say you run like 48, 47 in the 400, and you keep, you do a few reps, and you're at 60, 61 second, 59. And at that point, you're not necessarily, I mean, you're working, but are you really getting everything you can out of that workout? You could be running, 53, 54 seconds, but you're not. And, you know, giving your all in uh, really any aspect of your life, but giving your all in all aspects of life is highly beneficial to you because it, it instills this sense of just discipline and power over what you're doing in your life and confidence in yourself. When you continue to prove your internal monologue wrong, it it boosts your confidence to an insane amount. I mean, it's great. I've my internal monologue is quite negative at times, and I love proving that thing that because it's not me. I love proving it wrong. Even when I try to do push-ups every day, and it's probably never gonna go away, but that's fine because I'm now stronger than that negative internal voice that I have. I might be doing push-ups and I get to 20 and that negative voice is like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Just trying to get me to stop. And then there's, me, the real me in my mind that continues to keep going despite what, that negative internal monologue is telling me. Um, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And, I still have my times where sometimes it gets the best of me, which is why, and lately it's been getting the best of me more, which is why um, so why I picked that book back up. And I mean, the last 3 days compared to the 3 days before that are night and day. I've been trying to check off all the boxes and I haven't been figured like literally checking off any boxes, but it's just been like a figurative thing. I've been wanting to, wake up earlier, do something active every single day, go harder at work, cook a healthy meal for myself every day, read, um, take care of all my hygiene, wash my face, uh, all that good stuff, all that self-care stuff. I've been wanting to do that more. And, reading that book, and it doesn't have to be the specific book that I read, but just really any self-improvement or, uh, you get what I'm saying, any self-improvement or any type of book in that realm or in that genre, I think could be, again, highly beneficial. So, I didn't want this video to be too long. So, the last thing I want to touch on is the internal monologue. So before I even get into what I really wanted to say, the internal monologue is actually a really crazy thing. If you're still watching, what I want you to do or try and do is raise or lower the volume of your internal monologue. Pretty crazy, isn't it? If you actually tried to do that, you probably notice that you can't do it. Even if you scream and internal monologue, I mean like your running thoughts that go through your mind on a daily basis. If you don't have one of those, I envy you highly. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. One day I was just thinking about it. Like you can't raise or lower the volume of your internal monologue. You can sit here and at least I can't. And I have tried this on other people and they couldn't either, but you can sit here and um try and scream in your internal monologue, or you can try and whisper, and it's the exact same volume. And I'm actually really happy that that's a thing because I feel like if my brain were to figure out how to scream, I would be miserable. That would be terrible. And even whispers would probably be pretty terrifying too. So, shout out to God for not letting that be a possibility. Anywho, what I really wanted to get into with internal monologue is shit. Oh, the negative internal monologue, that's telling you can't do certain things that you want to do. Uh yeah, that thing sucks, bro. And my advice is just to ignore it. And how could you go about ignoring it? I mean, it's not really ignorable. It's just you can overcome it just by doing the exact opposite of what your internal monologue wants to do. So, for example, if you need to do a homework assignment and your internal monologue is like, I want to go play video games or I want to go to sleep, do the homework assignment, please. You'll only be helping yourself. Procrastinating is not cool. And yeah, go against your internal monologue and listen to yourself. Now, that might be kind of hard to understand for many people. I'm trying to get better at explaining things myself. But if you do understand it, uh, thank you for listening. Um, yeah, that's the end of this video. This is more of like a podcast type of thing, or this was my external monologue. So yeah, um, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing amazing. I hope you're happy, and I hope you are achieving all of your goals. And I hope you keep watching me because I'm trying to do all those things too. And it makes me happy making videos. And, even if I get 4 or 5 views, that makes me pretty happy too. So I'm out of here, man. Uh, Shout out God and my mama. Shit.